following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences.
This is Bear Their Soulz. Bear Their Soulz. This is Bear Their Soulz.
That's right, Bears fans. It's time for Bear Their Soulz. My name is Steven Zimmerman. I am your lusciously long-haired host for the night. I will be joined, as always, by Fitz and Danikin at some point or another. Aldo, the podfather, is waiting in the wings right now. I'm sure he's got plenty to say tonight as well. But just to get this whole thing started, I'm sure you can see in the notes that this is it for a little while, at least. We will be taking a short hiatus after this. Going to take a few weeks off. You know, it's the slow time of the off season. It's just a natural kind of break in the season of everything. While the NFL does dominate the calendar through the majority of the year, they just can't seem to get June and July anymore. We're at that super, super fun time, let me tell you, where NBA is over, NHL is over, the football season has nothing really happening. We've got some soccer to fill the gap if that's something that, you know, y'all are into. In addition to that, we got baseball. And who'd have thought your Chicago White Sox are in first place and your Chicago Cubs are slightly above 500, and it seems to be the end of the world based on the current trajectory they're on. I don't know. It's a long season. Baseball goes for another 3-4 months still. Shit, the Bears will have won and lost 5-6 games by the time baseball season's over. So we got all kinds of time. That's right. The College World Series is going on right now. Bears 1985 in the chat points out. That's across the street from me at work. It's kind of cool, actually. It's my first season working in Omaha proper during the College World Series. It's super fun. I get to look out my window from my office and I can see the stadium right there. You guys, if you're watching the broadcast, you can actually see my building over the right field wall. It's kind of cool for me. I had a meeting yesterday with my boss, and the whole time she's looking out the window watching the game and I'm looking out the window watching the game, and we're not getting a whole lot of work done this time of year. It's a lot of fun. This city comes alive. If you guys have not been to Omaha for the College World Series and you're a baseball fan or a college sports fan, I strongly recommend it. Even if you're not going to the game, honestly, there's a lot of little leaguers out here right now too for a massive Slump Buster tournament. Happens every year as well. So this city not just comes alive with the tourism and the college athletes that come to town, but there's little leaguers from all across the United States, some even from out of the country here to play some sports. It is absolutely incredible. Baseball is alive and well in America. Let me tell you guys. So, well, with all that said, I'm going to bring in Aldo because Aldo, you're a married man, and I had something happen the other day that, well, it made me realize the point in my marriage that I'm at, and I thought I would share it with you and see if you have any. I'm sure you do, plenty of equally awkward and embarrassing stories from throughout the years.
Oh yeah.
I was getting ready for bed the other night, and I'm taking a shower. I'm winding down through the end of the night, kind of just loosening up, getting ready. And I'd been working out in the yard that day. And as a lot of people know, it's tick season, and the ticks are especially nasty this year. So I'm kind of doing a tick check and all that. And I'm looking around and I see something, and it's not a tick, but it's a little black mark on my ass. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And it's a little blackhead. And I can't quite get it. And I'm like, do I ask her? Like, I don't know. That's uncomfortable. And then I finally get it out. And I go, babe, you're never going to believe the size of this fucking thing. And she's like, what is it? Don't tell me it's a tick. I'm like, even better, it's a blackhead. And she's like, what the hell? I was so proud of myself. And she was so disgusted with me. Aldo, how are you tonight? Do you have any wonderful stories like that?
Well, I probably have more than I care to remember. That's for sure. I'm doing okay. I've been a little bit under the weather. When you get to be my age, it's harder and harder to take a shit. And today I've been having all sorts of problems taking a crap. So that's why I'm off camera, because I don't want you guys to see the pale me. And by the way, Fitz has just jumped in the background. So if he's ready to come in, give me a thumbs up, Fitz, and then we'll put you. Oh, look at that! He's such a stud. Look at him. Let's put him on camera. That will help.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Fitz?
You doing all right, Aldo?
I'm doing okay. Just a little under the weather, but I wouldn't miss this show. It's like Zim said at the start. It's our kind of send off, and we take a few weeks off, and so let's have one last bender before we get back into it.
Sounds good. Yeah, I've got I'll be working 12-hour days for the next 3 weeks anyway, so it's a good time to take a break.
Hopefully in the air conditioning.
Kind of, sort of. It's kind of a controlled temperature, but it's been pretty cool right now. So,
yeah, we have had beautiful weather for the College World Series. I was really worried, the weekend before, really the week leading up to it, we had 2 derricos roll through. We had multiple tornadoes touch down in the Omaha area. It was pretty nasty, right as a lot of these teams were arriving. And then this week, as games have started, I don't know if any of you guys have been watching them on TV, but it's beautiful. It's sunny. It's like 72 degrees. There's like barely any wind. It's perfect baseball weather, man.
Yeah. Omaha could be pretty rough this time of year as far as the heat, already.
Last year it was. Last year we were already mid-90s, I feel like, at this point in the summer. And so I feel like we're getting pretty lucky this year. Weather's really holding out on us. And, I mean, it's comfortable. Like, you see people out and about downtown still after these games let out. They're not just rushing back to the hotel room to avoid the heat and the humidity because, it's right on the Missouri River. That stadium's maybe 200, 300 yards from the river. So,
yeah.
Steven wants to know about the blackheads on my ass.
We all do.
And if I were to allow myself to be on camera, I'd be happy to show them to you. But we'll pass on that. They actually look like the blackheads on my penis, but
oh no.
Who can tell though,
Well, that's going to get us taken off YouTube faster than probably anything else we've ever thought of on this network. So.
Indeed. Hey, do you guys mind talking amongst yourself? I'm going to go backstage. I forgot to load Fitz's video for tonight, so I want to do that, and so I need about 5 minutes backstage.
Of course, Fitz. Where are we watching our video from tonight?
So I didn't get to do a video this week. I mentioned those 12-hour days, and I just kind of ran out of energy last night. So what I did is I uploaded the very first Fitzometer rating video that I ever did. This was back in 2023. It was in the South Lot of Soldier Field, and I was doing a little sometimes I do. It's called a Fitz Flash food review. I used to do them quite often.
Sure.
And it was my buddy's brother-in-law, and he made some gumbo, and I was reviewing the gumbo, and my buddy just posed the question. He's really the one who thought of it, my buddy Rob Wellen. And you'll see it. It's very spontaneous because I wasn't expecting it. So it just kind of came on. And
that's where the best ideas come from, man, is those spur of the moment ideas that, and the whole concept of the Fitzometer was kind of a spontaneous thing too. That's just stuck. It's been such a staple, I feel like, in everything you've done. And it's such a good barometer too, because it's easy to understand. Everybody gets it right away.
And it's if you like something, you make up your own number. I try not to think about like, well, how do I rank this next to something, as opposed to just throwing something out there like this is this good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just my fun non-scientific way to do things, just a little different than saying 7 out of 10 or
That's it. It's the best way to do things. Personalizing it, giving it a real human touch, in a world that's run by AI and data centers these days,
right.
Throwing an arbitrary number on things feels fun, but
yeah.
Well, we'll get into the video later. First, we got some Bears talk to get out of the way. There's not a whole lot right now. So something I wanted to ask, now that OTAs are done and mandatory mini camp is over, I wanted to discuss, who are our winners and losers of the offseason so far, be it the Chicago Bears, be it somebody else,
Well, I like where the Bears are at, and I've said this as far as like organizationally, maybe not. I know people wanted like the home run, pass rusher or make a big splash. I'm glad we didn't. Maybe we suffer a little bit this season, but I don't think we put ourselves in a hole for seasons to come.
I completely agree.
And I saw Cam Jordan just got signed by the Saints, so he's off the board now.
Yes,
as far as picking up a veteran, but that's okay.
And is that his 14th or 16th year? Like, it's a lot regardless.
Yeah. I was just surprised he did it so early. I mean, is there a no training camp clause that he has to do?
I don't. Some of these older guys, it's very common with these older guys that they hold out, not necessarily hold out, but they wait to re-sign until after all these trainings camps and everything. Some guys will even hold out all the way until the season's about to start because, they're veterans. They know how to take care of their bodies. They don't necessarily need to be there. And if they know they're signing with a specific team, it's a risk on the team in some part to sign to send a free agent your playbook and stuff. But if you trust them and it's a veteran player and you've got, that under the table kind of deal, they can be working away from the facility.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's a few other guys out there that I don't know. Who did we sign this week? We signed somebody, another former Lion.
Yeah, it's a wide receiver and kick returner. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. And they signed a linebacker as well.
That's right. Yeah.
It seems like mostly depth guys, I know one of the guys that they released in the process was the camp kicker that they had along. So that just goes to show the level of guy that they're kind of bringing in at this point in the season.
Yeah. They've got change on the table that they're picking up and throwing around. So but yeah, I like where they're at right now, just as an organization, as a team that can still build for the future. So I wouldn't say everything is done right now. They're probably not a complete team, but I think they're going to start the year better than they started last year.
That's it. Yeah, I got to say, a big winner of the offseason, in my opinion, is this entire tight ends room. I think weirdly enough, they actually got better by bringing in Sam Roush over keeping Durham Smythe. Welcome in, Danikin. How are you tonight?
I'm good, fellas. How y'all doing? Sorry, I'm a little bit late today.
You're all good. I'm just glad you're here.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking winners and losers of the offseason so far. As you heard, I got to say, I think that tight end room is a big winner this offseason. I think it's a lot stronger. I think
Fitz Flash food review.
Jeez.
It works. Technical difficulties, y'all, but hey, it's there. And as far as losers go, I've got losers left and right, both on the Bears and in the division and across the NFL. And Danikin, any thoughts from you about winners and losers of this offseason so far?
Well, I mean, big loser in my opinion is going to be Green Bay. That's number one, right?
Absolutely. You
look at Green Bay, and to me, you see the Bears' improvement. You see a little bit of improvement from Detroit, even from Minnesota. From Green Bay's standpoint, though, I don't see a vast improvement. I don't see where they really made major strides. And then you also have the situation that they have going on with their running back. So when you throw that into the mix, man, that's a major component to what they want to do in Green Bay. And if that's up in the air, there's got situations going on, they're a major loser in that fact. And the division is getting stronger, especially at the wide receiver position and receivers, tight ends, all of that type of stuff. And I just don't see where they've made the improvement to kind of keep stride with what teams like Detroit and Chicago are doing, even Minnesota to a certain degree as well.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There was a report on NFL Network today about Kyler Gordon. He was actually kind of complaining that he had to share snaps with J.J. McCarthy. It was almost like he was offering an excuse. He said, when I was in Arizona, I was the undisputed #1 quarterback, but now I come over here and it's difficult to share snaps, particularly since I don't know the offense as well as the other guy and so forth. And then if you recall, maybe a month ago, J.J. McCarthy said something to the effect that, he's in one side of the quarterback room, I'm on the other side of the quarterback room, and he's basically saying, we don't have a good rapport. They're not. These two guys are not helping each other. And Kevin O'Connell has been known to be a quarterback whisperer, but given the early signs, I believe the Vikings quarterback position could be very precarious this season.
That's a good point.
I thought it was something that could, if it's handled right, could be a positive. Because Kyler Murray, no one's saying he can't throw a football. He can throw it. To have him there on a 1-year deal, he's going to try to play for a contract, and you still have, if you can make the decision, just sit McCarthy another year and just go with that, as opposed to it sounds like they're kind of giving both the leaving the door open for either one to sort of make the move, and I don't think that's what Kyler Murray wants. I don't think that's what JJ wants. So it's something that could have been done real well and still might, but it could blow up in their face real quick as well.
Well, and this move is something that I think could ultimately lead to Kevin O'Connell being dismissed and, Brian Flores potentially stepping in as a head coach there or getting hired away to another team or, and Brian Flores has his own set of stuff going on that's only been exacerbated this offseason all over again. It seems like it flares up every offseason with him. And, you wonder how that's going to affect all of it too, if Kevin O'Connell does mishandle this situation, despite the fact that he's got this history. How much of this history does he really have? He's succeeded with one guy who then left and continued to be more successful somewhere else. Was it really Kevin O'Connell, or did Sam Darnold just have a Josh Allen change of heart partway through his career?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a major thing. You think about Minnesota and what they have going on there. There's a lot of things that are up in the air. You know what I mean? Especially that quarterback position. Kyler Gordon, I've said it. The Bears tend to have a problem with running quarterbacks, so I understand that it's, you know what I mean? I don't want to just bash the guy, because at the end of the day, he may give us problems, because I've seen it happen with running quarterbacks and, dealing with Chicago. Chicago's defense can't deal with him. Now, they've addressed so much speed on a defensive end that I think that will combat, them struggling against a running quarterback. But at the same time, Kyler Gordon is somewhat accomplished. He has accomplished some things. But, man, it's still up in the air because, teams are not letting franchise quarterbacks or guys that they really believe in walk out of the door. It doesn't happen, right? So for him to leave, and now he's on this 1-year deal with Minnesota, it's a 1-year deal. They haven't offered him, a long-term situation. So they don't know which way they're going. And when you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks, in my opinion, right?
We learned
That's everybody's opinion, right? So,
yeah. Yeah, and we learned that here in Chicago when Ryan Pace, now a member of the Minnesota Vikings, brought in multiple quarterbacks to compete, where, it feels like the same thing all over again. It's wild that they brought him into the building after doing all of that, because it feels like a move that he's done over and over and over again, and the point being that I believe he was still part of the Falcons' decision-making when they brought in Tua. No, it wasn't when they brought in Tua. It was when they brought in Kirk Cousins and drafted Michael Penix.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. And it's insane to me that not just Ryan Pace, but teams around the league keep doing things like this when it's been proven to be so ineffective over and over and over again. Like you just said, like it's been said for years, if you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. You need to pick a guy and commit to it. Even if that guy is a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, even if that guy is a floundering Justin Fields, even if that guy, is a 5'3" Call of Duty addict. You need to commit to something somewhere.
Yeah, they haven't committed to him, and obviously they haven't committed to JJ McCarthy. And at the end of the day, that's got to mess up his confidence too. JJ McCarthy's, it got to be in question. So you wonder if he presses and plays himself out of the position altogether, right?
That's it.
The future altogether, which could possibly happen, because when you have we've seen it in Chicago, right? When you don't have the right system and the right situation for a guy to flourish and thrive in and kind of grow and develop, man, you get a short leash in the NFL, especially at quarterback, because guys are not willing to teach guys that are 25, 26, 27 years old what they should have learned when they were 21, 22.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. And it's something that was brought up recently. I saw something floating around that Logan Jones, the Bears' presumed new starting center, is 2 months younger than Darnell Wright. They're all pro right tackle. And it brings up the point of draft age really matters. And it makes you consider, this quarterback class that could be one of the most historic ones if these guys turn out to be what we think they are in Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix and Caleb Williams and JJ McCarthy and Drake May, all these guys, 6 guys in the first 12 picks. And 3 of them are significantly older than than the other 3. And putting it in that perspective of Logan Jones and Darnell Wright kind of made me realize, like, yeah, you are almost cutting yourself off at a certain point. And it makes me think of the Vikings as even bigger losers in that regard, because they drafted one of these older quarterbacks and he's kind of not working out for them. Whereas the Broncos, on the other hand, drafted one of these older quarterbacks, committed to him very early, started building around his strengths, putting a roster up for him, go and make a trade for a new wide receiver 1 and Jalen Waddle. That's a scary looking team out in Denver right now.
Yeah, it is.
It just goes to show the different ways that you can build a team and how easily you can fuck this up.
Major.
The window can stay open a long time, but it can close really quick.
Yeah.
We've seen that in Chicago. 2018, the window was closed halfway through 2019, I think.
Shit, it was closed week 4.
Yeah, right, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, how about this? Tony Moy brings up Brandon Sorsby. Sorry, Aldo, is that where you're going to go?
No. Yeah, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So Brendan Sorsby has been a hot topic on Twitter for the last few weeks. I'm glad that the chat brought this up here, Tony. Thank you. There's a lot of discussion about this supplemental draft and he potentially being one of the first guys picked in it in a long time. And now, for anybody unfamiliar, the way that this supplemental draft works is they run a draft. It's in a few weeks here. And teams make bids rather than actually making picks, right? So it's not like a traditional draft. You basically call in, say, yeah, we want this player and we're willing to offer a 3rd round pick for him. Okay, well, now what they do is they take all those bids, they weigh them against each other, and the highest bid wins based on the year's draft order. So the highest pick gets the guy. And in exchange, you then lose that pick in the upcoming draft. So if you say, I want a 3rd, if, Minnesota and Denver both give a 3rd round pick, well, Minnesota's going to win it because their pick was higher this year, and then they lose that pick next year. Sorry if I've over-explained that. I feel like I'm dragging on and on, but my point being, where do you think is an appropriate place to get a guy like Sorsby if you want to commit to him? And is he a bigger distraction in the NFL than he is in college, or is it better just to get him out of college and let him sit on an NFL bench somewhere?
I don't think he's going to be much of a distraction. If I don't want to downplay gambling as a problem, but if that's the issue, I don't think it's going to be as much of a distraction as some other, things that are illegal, because it's technically, necessarily not what he's doing, but it could be a problem. But if you're committed to it, you might as well, if this is the guy you want, if you were looking at him for next year's draft, well, maybe this is the time to get him. I mean, the quarterback is every GM is linked to their quarterbacks that they bring into the system. So if there's a GM out there that knows they need a quarterback either now or next year, and Sorsby fits your profile, then somebody's going to go after him. And they're going to go after him hard, I think.
I'll tell you this. There is a problem. I think this guy really had a gambling addiction problem, which he's fortunately admitted to. And if you're interested in this guy, you got to not only work him out physically, but you got to have a psychological test on him, because this guy bet over 9,000 bets over a 4-year period, spending $90,000. That to me is a dangerous thing. And when I was listening to Get Up on ESPN this morning, there were a bunch of former players who were totally against adding this guy to the roster because they felt, the quarterback is the most important position in any locker room. And if you've got a guy there that you can't trust, he throws an interception, you're going to be wondering, did that guy bet against us? You know what I'm saying? So it's a very sensitive situation. And I get, when you got a gambling addiction, it's a mental health problem. And so I hope that this guy gets the help that he needs. He should be focused on that first and foremost before even thinking about a professional career in football.
Yeah. And here's the thing though, and I agree with Aldo on that point. I mean, because it's a major thing. Like you don't want to be playing in the locker room with a guy that you're looking over your shoulder like, is this guy really for us, or what's he actually doing out here? You know what I mean? Is he throwing games? Is he gambling on? You know what I mean? What's really happening? So there's that component to it. But you got to understand too, in the NFL, NBA, all these professional teams, like, is the risk worth the reward? Right? A lot of people will look at him and say, you know what? We can help this kid somehow, some way get over this gambling issue. We can put parameters around him that will kind of, kill that demon, you might say, right? And do something to help him. Now, there are some teams that will do it, and there are some teams that'll run away from it because they don't think the reward is worth it. But with a player of his caliber, because he is good, he is talented, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Somebody will take a chance on him, and it just depends on who he's going to be at this point. But somebody, I believe, will take a chance on him because the talent is far too good. I mean, it's a supplemental draft. You're not going to lose that much. You're not going to pay him a ton of money. You know what I mean?
And
so
even
it's
if
like,
you do lose that pick next year, you've got all the way up to the trade deadline to try to recoup it still.
Exactly.
And it's not unreasonable of a thing to do.
Exactly.
Yeah. My biggest concern with Sorsby is his character. It's a big one. How many people came to his birthday party? Like, I get that to some people it's like a whatever sort of thing, but like I think about like Caleb Williams compared to the other quarterbacks we've had in Chicago over the years, and like I'm not scared for him to get in front of a camera. I'm not worried about the locker room like revolting against him. I mean, with Justin Fields, you were almost worried that he was going to put his foot in his mouth saying something about the way he's being coached. Or with Trubisky, I always just felt like didn't even know what he was saying sometimes. He was just saying what he thought was the right thing to say, whether he believed it or not.
Whereas they turn off the TVs and keep the newspapers away from them?
Exactly. With Caleb, like there's that conviction, and you see the guys rally behind him. I see Luther Burden and Romo Dunze going out there and doing their media spots and saying the same things that Caleb is saying. And like that's an unteachable thing. Like that's leadership. That's being, to throw out to throw out the way the kids say it, that's alpha shit right there. Like that's what they do. That's these guys who command the locker room. That's how they do it. Caleb does it with his play. He doesn't do it by being the biggest personality in the room. He does it by being the hardest worker and then backing that shit up on the field. And like, that's something that I wonder with Sorsby, because he's distracted off the field. And the things that you were talking about, Danikin, like how you get him right, how you get his head right and all that. I know I'm pounding on the guy tonight, but it reminds me of Kyler Murray's contract when he was down in Arizona, where they had to write in like that homework clause for him to make sure that, you know, he was following through on his stuff and doing what he was supposed to do. So, yeah, that's where it all comes down to me. It kind of feels, I don't know, it feels like a Browns kind of player because the Browns are that, man, how do I put this? They're that girl that's always got the loser boyfriend, and she always like thinks that she can fix him, you know, like he's gonna be so good to me once I get him there. And it's like, girl, like just date the guy who's right in the first place, you know? And it's the same thing with the Browns. It's like, stop trying to fix all these prospects. Just go draft the guy who you know is going to be good. So
maybe, you know, and when talking to him too, I would say we are interested in drafting you, but we would redshirt you for 2026. That way you can deal with your mental health issue and then come into camp in 2027 and play for a spot on a team. I would approach it that way because the guy is super talented, and I do believe that people deserve a second chance. But to bring him in as a rookie and have him in camp competing against a job, based on what I heard professional athletes say today, I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't care how talented he is. You got to make sure you win the locker room first. I'll never forget the whole Doug Flutie thing here in Chicago. He came in, and McMahon and Tom Zach treated him like dirt, and the guy never had a chance. And then he goes plays for the Buffalo Bills. And he takes them to the playoffs. It's like, what the hell? Typical Chicago.
Yeah. It's funny how that all spirals, man.
I got a quick question for you. Zim, you brought up Ryan Pace now going to the Minnesota Vikings, and so that had me reminiscing a little bit and thinking, what did he do good while he was the general manager of Chicago, and what was the worst thing that he did?
He was really good at drafting the second best quarterback in a draft. And he was really good at fucking up the salary cap.
How about that?
He made some good draft picks, though.
He did. No, I give him.
I was looking at that. I was doing my homework here. Jordan Howard, Eddie Jackson, Tariq Cohen, Roquan Smith, David Montgomery, Cole Kmet, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
We just had so many. We never had that home run hitter on offense, or we had Mac on defense, but he put a lot of decent players together, but never enough star power.
Right. His biggest swings always wound up being, 110 mile an hour lineouts where you're like, man, if that was just like 2 feet to the left, we're looking at a triple. But unfortunately, Joe Creedy jumped up and snagged the thing, and it's like, what do you do with it?
I think when it comes to Pace, I think some of the best things that he did, like we talked about, he was able to move some pieces. He wasn't afraid to do some things, right? So he did lose some draft picks for us and things like that by, the trade for Khalil Mack and, things like that, trade for Justin Fields. You gave up some draft picks for that. So he wasn't afraid. That's one thing that I liked about him. He wasn't afraid. And I don't want a GM that is afraid or acquiesces to the fans or the media and what they think. Because the fans are fans. Fans is short for fanatics. They're nuts, most of them, right? They're out of their minds. They're a fan of the team. They're a fanatic of the team. So at the end of the day, I want a GM, a coach that's going to do what they need to get done and not worry about what fans or, the media says about them and let them kind of push them and guide their direction process or the decision-making process. So I like that about him. What I didn't like about him is how he did screw up royally the salary cap. You know what I mean? The salary cap was in shambles, and kicking cans down the road. The deal for what's his name?
Mac.
Robert Quinn.
Oh, Robert Quinn.
Oh, man, it's horrible. Robert Quinn had, everybody said he had 18 sacks that year.
Sack leader,
That's fine. But that was in a money situation, right? In a money year or whatever. And that's what usually happens with that guy, man. I mean, he has one good year and then he falls off for 2 or 3, and then he has one good year and then when the Bears got him, what was he, like 32? I think he was.
He was young.
He gave him a 5-year deal.
He was a little older than that, but yeah, he was young. He's in his early to mid 30s. Yeah.
But you give him a 5-year deal in early to mid 30s. That's not good. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
I give a 5-year deal to a guy in his 20s, not in his 30s.
Yeah, I mean, Pace did a lot of things like organizationally that did a lot of good. You know, he recalibrated a lot of things behind the scenes for the Bears that kind of brought them into the 21st century that they had been lacking. Yeah, building Hallis Hall is a good example of that. But in addition, you know, he updated their analytics department. He updated the training facilities. He updated the dietary programs that they all followed. Like, he really took everything that he learned in New Orleans and applied it to the Bears for better or for worse. And he took a big swing at head coach. He took a big swing at quarterback, and he missed both of them. And
it's ironic that you say he took everything that he learned from New Orleans and applied it to Chicago, because what did they do in New Orleans besides screw the salary?
That's it. They just pushed that salary. They're still doing it, dude.
He came to Chicago and did the exact same thing.
That's it. And Atlanta's in a similar position now as he's leaving there. You know, granted, he didn't have as much control. Like, he was still in control of some of the salary decisions at that point. You know, now to branch off a little bit here, speaking of New Orleans and everything, and recalling back to earlier in the show, you know, we talked about Cam Jordan as well. And this is just something that came to my mind that I thought I'd ask you guys. But Cam Jordan, you know, going into, I don't remember if it's 14th or 16th season, regardless, it's a very long career, probably a Hall of Famer. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Who are some guys in this current NFL that you guys think like would play an entire career for one team? It's becoming so rare and so unheard of, and I don't think we'll ever see it in the NBA again. I don't know that we'll ever see it in Major League Baseball again, and it makes me wonder if we'll ever see it in the National Football League.
I think it would be some player that would retire prematurely instead of going to another team.
Sure.
You know, it's like they're 10 years, they're out.
Brian Urlacher, who left a contract with the Cardinals on the table to retire.
Yeah,
you know?
Something like that. It's going to be something like that. I don't know how basketball, they seem to just be shuffling guys around.
Oh, my God.
But yeah,
I don't even play basketball immaculate grid anymore. It's like name 9 NBA players.
Yeah.
MacArthur Malone is saying Gibbs, St. Brown. Look, those guys, at the end of the day, the way the NFL is set up, guys are never going to retire with their teams anymore. It's just not going to happen because the money is too high. The price is too high for these guys, right? So they're going to be mercenary players that always get signed every single offseason. Guys who are a little bit above, you know, past their prime, and the team's like, we can go in a different direction with a younger player, pay less money. We got to devote money to a quarterback. You know what I mean? Things like that. So it's never going to happen in the NFL. I think you have a better chance of a guy playing for his entire team or his entire year, or not year, but career with a team in the NBA more so than the NFL in today's day and age. Yeah, I just don't see it. Unless, like you said, Fitz, if a la Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, Mac Malone, since you want to chime in with Gibbs and St. Brown, you guys had guys that retired at early parts of their career in their prime because they were losers.
I want to be clear, they did not retire. They quit. They said, I'd rather sit on my fucking couch than play for this organization.
I quit.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's the only way you'll see it happen. If a guy gets tired of it, you know what I mean, and walks out the door before he probably should.
Maybe a kicker, you know. I mean,
maybe a kicker.
Maybe a kicker. Shuffled around pretty easily too these days. Yeah. I mean, like McManus seemed like he was going to be a lifer in Denver, and we just saw him blow a game for the Packers, you know, a few months ago. So,
Robbie Gould. I mean, he ended up going somewhere else.
You know, and I gotta say, I think it would be a quarterback if any position played their entire career for one team. You know, like a Brock Purdy, maybe a guy who's never going to command that elite salary. a Pat Mahomes probably. I don't think he'll go anywhere. He just got a rework deal that keeps him there for another 3 seasons beyond the 10-year deal that he signed.
Yeah, but man, you just got to go back in time. Go back and look at the history of the game. Joe Montana was ousted out of San Francisco.
No, I mean, you're not wrong.
Aaron Rodgers.
The time, he was the best quarterback in the NFL. And they said, well, Steve Young, we got this young.
Well, but to my point, you look at more of these not A tier, but not B tier, the A- kind of guys that end up spending their whole career. John Elway, he spent his entire career in Denver. He was never the best quarterback in the game, but he was always in the conversation.
Okay, so here's the question then. If John Elway doesn't win the Super Bowl, does he end in Denver or does he go somewhere else to try to win one?
Nah, he ends in Denver.
Yeah.
You think so?
The man still lives in Denver.
If he didn't win his Super Bowl in Denver, if he didn't win one of those Super Bowls in Denver, does he stay there or does he go play, for the Jets or whoever?
Go rewatch that 1998 season and tell me that body had another season left in it.
That's what I was going to say. Do you mean he would have played another 2 years somewhere, or?
I mean, you never know, man. I mean, with the look at Aaron Rodgers. I mean, look at these guys. Brett Favre. Yeah, there's guys that are clearly at the end of their rope, and it's like,
shit. I mean,
let me play one more. Let me try to get one more in here.
Tom Brady went off and did it, and he. He's about as legendary as it gets in modern sport.
I mean, if anybody was to retire with a team, it would have been Tom Brady, right?
Right. Yeah,
I don't know. 2 more years in Tampa, didn't he? Yeah, 2 years.
2.
So
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a totally different scene these days. It's way different from what we used to see back in the day. The world's a changing and we got to keep up. But
I think players are even playing longer. They're having longer careers.
To an extent, yeah.
Look at somebody like Dick Butkus. I don't even think he played 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Gale Sayers.
Knee problems, yeah.
So I think
Walter Payton was an anomaly at 12 to 13 years, Yeah.
You'll never see that at running back anymore. It's crazy.
No.
Never.
So
we got a Lions fan in the house.
Yeah, it's a Don Burner account.
No, I know that guy. I know him. He's a good friend of mine. I actually go to the games with him in Detroit every year.
Okay. Well, look, I gotta say,
we'll be at the Thanksgiving game this year together. So.
I got no hate for Lions fans because we just trade places, being the fucking punching bag of the division, every few years. But it's hard for me to put up with them after the way that the majority of the fan base acted the last few years after being at the bottom for so long. And now it's put such a bad taste in everybody else's mouth. They want to act like the Bears are doing the same thing. And it's like, no, like we were here. We're just excited to be back, man. But at any rate, no, speaking of things that, got to keep up with the times, keep changing. Fitz's food video this week is a feature from early on in his career, the introduction of the Fitzometer. Fitz, you introduced it a little bit earlier. Why don't you go ahead and share with us a little deeper in it and Aldo will let it roll.
Okay, yeah. I get a lot of people ask, what's the Fitzometer? What's it about? So it really was a spontaneous, spur of the moment creation of a good friend of mine. Rob Wellen, went to grade school with him, and we were in the South Lot, Soldier Field. I was doing a little review of his brother-in-law's gumbo at a tailgate, and he posed the question to me, and you'll see in the video, and this is where the Fitzometer comes from. It was 2023. It was Bears Panthers on a Thursday night at Soldier Field.
Ooh.
And it was one of Tyson Bagent's greatest games. So, so let's
where he underthrew that bad interception in the touchdown or in the end zone.
What's that?
Is that the one where he underthrew that deep ball in the end zone for a bad interception?
I don't think so. I mean, they won the game, I thought, pretty handily in this
20 yards underthrown.
Yeah. If I remember right, he had like 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and one of them was pretty gross.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right.
One of them was like, oh yeah, that's why he's the backup.
Right. Yeah. But yeah,
All
so
right,
let's.
here it comes.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? This is a Fitz Flash food review. We are in the South Lot, Soldier Field, Bears, Panthers.
Go Bears!
The action is not going to happen on the field. It's happening right here in the South Lot. We've got some awesome gumbo here. Tell us your name, sir.
I'm Austin.
Tell us about this gumbo. What's in it?
Andouille sausage, the Holy Trinity, celery, onion, bell pepper, and then the little a little garlic as well. Just took like 3-4 hours the night before, and all I need to do is bring it here and heat it up.
Awesome. Right here on the grill here, right?
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, you heat it up
We got some burgers going right now. Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, look at that. Can you get a close up in there?
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Beautiful. This is perfect for a nice chilly night. Okay, let's dig into this.
Little chicken, little andouille sausage.
That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
Hey, Fitzmagic,
Yo,
question.
man. What's up?
If I had to rank this on like a Fitzometer as like a batting average, what would be the score of it?
Like the old Sean Dunston
Like
thing,
the old
huh?
Sean Dunston, yeah.
I would put this at this is a 345.
345. There we
We are
go.
definitely challenging for the National League title with the batting average here. This is awesome.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Mr. Man, hey, go Bears. Why not win one, huh?
Maybe one.
It's 2023.
Pretty awesome.
Remember that.
Very
I can't get
awesome.
over that backdrop behind you. The stadium,
Isn't that great?
the city, all of that. And they want, oh man.
Why you got to bring it up?
I wasn't gonna, but that video, man, it's so beautiful. I can't believe we're gonna lose that.
You never know. They might just be stuck with it.
I know, right? Kevin Warren will be here in 2045, coming out in a wheelchair. Someone will be pushing him out with a blanket over his lap, looking like Professor X out there.
So yeah,
He'll be typing into his little thing, the AI voice will come out. We are breaking ground on a new stadium this year.
in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Yeah. We have entered into an agreement to purchase Lambeau Field.
You're sharing Lambeau Field.
Yeah, there you go.
Jeez.
Any baseball Cub fans out there remember the Sean-O-meter in 1989? That's kind of where it is. And so, that's the history of the Fitzometer. Almost 3 years running now, 2.5 years running.
And Fitz, I'm sorry if I missed it, but were you doing food reviews at the time?
Yeah, so I started doing food reviews 2022 with OnTap Sportsnet.
I gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd done that for about a year, and then I went on my own spring of 23. And so I was doing some reviews back then.
And what attracted you to doing that?
That started during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I really started getting into like posting food and things like that. Everybody was at home grilling and doing things, and then my daughters started saying, I should do some reviews. So I would sit there and do something, and my daughter would say, "So what does it taste like, Dad?" And we kind of just do a little dry run there, and that's kind of just where it started, was just posting things. I saw people responding to it, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." I never really thought it. To go back further, it's like I got my Twitter account when I was a writer in Arkansas. My editor said, "Go get a Twitter account. I want you to post scores from all the games you cover." I'm like, okay.
Sweet.
And then when I moved to Chicago, I was kind of like, well, what am I really doing with this anymore? And I actually almost deleted the app, and my daughter, for some reason, convinced me not to. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but she did. It's like, okay, I'll keep it. And
Maybe she just thought you weren't angry enough. Twitter seems to do that to people. So you're pretty even-keeled guy. So
yeah. So
Hey, it's X, man.
Oh, excuse me.
X, so I just took the whole thing that route, and it's just sort of evolved into something I never imagined. And I there was no plan to any of it, so it just keeps something new every day. Really is what I did.
Without it, you wouldn't be here with us tonight. So
No.
I'm super grateful for all of it. Your
I'd be
contributions.
in bed right now.
Hey, I mean, you give a little, you take a little, right?
Right.
Fitz, where can I get a tasty, thick hot dog?
Oh man,
No,
I
I
almost
mean-
pulled out
Go
the
ahead.
sausage for dinner tonight, and I stuck with the beef instead.
Yeah, I've got some
We don't
Polish
want to know
sausage.
about your sex life.
There it is.
I promise not to
No,
do
it's
that ever again, Fitz.
It's good, man. And to see the backdrop of how the whole Fitzometer started. I mean, a lot of people have asked that question. I'm sure you get it all the time. Like, how do you, and I'm sure they wonder how you kind of grade it. It's like, hey, that's just it's kind of like a natural field, right?
It is.
You eat
Yeah.
something that's a natural, this is what it is. You know what I mean? Type of situation. There's no check mark. Unless I would always say, if any establishment that Fitz goes to has RC Cola, he's probably gonna give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, that
yeah.
usually bumps it up a solid 10 to 20 batting points. I
That's
feel like.
right.
Indeed.
Fitz, I know I've asked you before, but I know your answer has changed every time I've asked you too. So I got to ask again. What does it take for you to have a Ted Williams 400 on the Fitzometer?
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should just start taking things to another level. Just like kind of like pro wrestling with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. Like, As far as like WrestleMania 3 was concerned, they had never met in the ring before, but they had fought 20 times, prior to that. Just sort of maybe just start, pretending like none of the scores ever existed and just start taking it to it.
On the other spectrum of that, have you ever given a place something south of the Mendoza line?
I've never given a place that, but I gave some beef jerky sticks a solid Bob Euchre 200 that I tried.
And that would be a wonderful thing to try with this too, man. Like some of these viral snacks and stuff that we see, the Dubai chocolate and the Mr. Beast milk and the shit like that everybody's like, oh my God, you got to try it. And then you drink it and you're like, this is shit from a butt. And you're like, what have I just put in my mouth?
The Dubai chocolate, I had one of those once, and after spending $35 on it, I was like, what did I just
Wow.
This is nuts, I didn't get that one, but yeah, it just I've said this before. There was a place that I was going to do a review on, but it was really bad, very disappointing. But the lady behind the counter who served me was so nice and sweet, I just could not, make it publicly known where I was at. Because
Shout out to Mac, man. I appreciate that. $1.99.
All right.
Mac with the super chat. Go Lions. No one thing we can agree on. It's FGB. I don't even have the hat nearby, but we can absolutely agree on that. On the latter part of that.
Fitz got a question here from Cliff. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a question from Cliff in chat. What's your last meal?
That's a great question. Last meal. I'm gonna do two here. One a homemade dish and one a restaurant. And I would go with restaurant. I would go with a Lou Malnati's pizza, sausage with. Throw a pizza puff on there. Yeah, we got to
Get your last meal, man.
Have an appetizer,
Be
right?
extravagant,
And then I think like a homemade meal, because I give that a lot of credit to. I think I'd have my mom's lasagna. That would be.
I knew it was going to be something from mom. I thought it might be some of her baking things, because you usually post some stuff when she's doing the baking thing, cookies, and she's cool.
So, but yeah, I think Lou Malnati's pizza. Just over the years, I've just come to that's to me maybe my favorite Chicago meal, just because of all of the I especially the original one in Lincolnwood. I've had a lot of birthdays. That's where the night I proposed to my wife, we ate there. I ate there before a Bulls championship game. So it's just it's more than just the taste. It's the nostalgia, the memories behind it, and
Got it.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I mean, here's your fun fact of the night. I actually just learned this one the other day. Did you know that in Texas they no longer give last meals to death row inmates?
Jeez, that's cruel and unusual.
It is cruel and unusual.
What do they
Apparently,
do?
one inmate in particular, I don't remember exactly who he was, but he was on death row for some heinous amount of murders or something like that, and he requested this super extravagant last meal. We're talking like 2 steaks, like specialty items from like 6 different restaurants, like ice cream, cake, this, that, and the other thing. Huge meal, filled this entire jail cell with food. And then he just looked at all of it and didn't eat a single bite. And they said this was such a waste of taxpayer money. We are never giving a last meal to a prisoner again. So now they just get the basic. It's like a basic, like a steak, a baked potato, and asparagus or something like that. Like it's a good meal, but like it's a standardized meal for all last meals now in Texas, which is just insane to me.
Yeah, that's sad. That's
Moral of the story: don't do your dirt in Texas.
Yeah, no, if you're gonna do it in Yellowstone like a normal person.
Here's a fun fact: John Wayne Gacy's last meal, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Is that right?
Yep. Yeah, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Elvis's last meal, a big handful of pills, probably.
Yeah. Right. What was that? Somebody asked what country?
What country in the World Cup? Whose food would you choose as the best? Which I have to imagine is quite the loaded question, considering that it is an unprecedented large field in the World Cup this year.
What? Well, Mexico's in it, right?
Yes.
There obviously is. So of the countries in it, I would probably maybe start with Mexico. I think that would be a good place to start. I love Mexican food. Is like what Spanish-speaking countries are in there? We've got.
Oh, okay. We have
Paraguay.
so many countries. Oh my God, there are 48 teams in this year's World Cup.
Okay.
So yeah, you got Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, Czech Republic, Canada, Bosnia, Qatar, Switzerland, Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, Scotland, US, Paraguay, Australia, Turkey, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia, Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand, Spain, Cabo Verde, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay, France, Senegal, Iraq, Norway, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, Jordan, Portugal, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Uzbekistan, Colombia, England, Croatia, Panama, and again Tunisia. That was in there twice.
Italy's
Why
a
is
good
that in there
choice.
twice?
You can always. Brazil. That's
Brazil is one that I feel like is a sleeper in all of it for sure.
Argentina.
Yeah,
that's Messi. Messi's from Argentina, right?
Yeah, he is.
Correct.
He's got a restaurant in Miami that I've eaten at twice. It was that good. So
I'll say stay away from Norwegian food. That one I feel can very
the weird fish
confidently be towards the bottom. Rotten fish and cooked goat heads, and I don't know what they're doing up there, man.
But Italy's got to be up there, yeah. Spain. So
yeah, all kinds of stuff. Well, hey. Speaking of trivia and fun facts, the Podfather, Aldo Gandia, has prepared a little something for us tonight. Aldo, you want to take it away?
Well, yeah, I got to tell you, I'm a little nervous because I've never done this game before. It is a brand new game here on the Barroom Network. And during
Is it called
offseason,
Hide the Sausage?
no, but you've just given me an idea for the next show. So my little open here explains a little bit of what we're going to do here. So the game is called Who Dat? And so I'm going to show you a picture and you will have 5 seconds to come up with the name. Now, I'll do a little sample here, but first of all, let me put up the categories that you can pick from. And let me put everybody over here. And so we have 6 different categories. And let's say if you pick Bear starters, give me a number, 1, 2, 3, because I don't want to pick for you and people will say, oh, you gave Daniken the easiest ones. I could still cheat because you can't see whether I'm picking a number that you picked, but I want to try to keep it as up as possible. So the categories are Bear starters, Bears special teamers and backups, and Bears Hall of Famers. Those are the 3 Chicago Bears categories. And then we have 3 different categories. One is outside of football, movie stars, music stars, and then kind of a mystery, a potpourri of surprise guests. So just to show you how this is going to work, let me put up a sample of one of the videos, and I'll show you what you've got to say in order for you to get the points. Let me also put up on the screen first how the points work. And that is, the point system is, if you guess within 5 seconds, you get 5 points. If you guess within 4 seconds, you get 4 points. 3 seconds, 3 points. 2 seconds left, you get 2 points. And 1 second left, you get 1 point. Very easy scoring system. And let me pull up the sample here.
Name that tune.
Yeah, sort of like that, right? I knew it wasn't a totally original idea.
That's all right. No, it's great.
All right, so here's the sample, and this is, how should I describe this? This I'm not going to give a hint, but for those of you who may not know who this person is, she is a podcaster now on fantasy football, and so you would guess who that is, and if you guessed within that time.
What is that?
Her name is Lisa Ange, and she's a former porn star who is now doing a football podcast. So if you would have guessed immediately, like I'm sure Zim would have known because he's
that is exactly who I would think Aldo would present with us.
I would have got that immediately.
I am not touching mystery category then.
Yeah, really.
I can tell you this is the only porn star in the entire game, so you can
Good.
be sure.
I don't need to explain myself to anyone. So
yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah, I just know her from her football podcast, right? But if you would have said, everyone is going to do it by themselves, so that way I don't have to determine who spoke first. So if Daniken is going first and he says stop, and it stops at 5, and he has the correct answer, he gets 5 points. And if he would have said stop at 3, then he would have get 3 points. Is that pretty clear?
That clock seems to be moving very fast, though.
It does, right?
Maybe I'm tripping.
Smoke a bowl,
We have
it'll
to
move
say
slower.
stop.
Now, here's what I did. I put the 5 up there for 2 seconds because sometimes it takes a half a second to
you.
load. So the 5 is up there for 2 seconds, but everything else is
Quick.
timed appropriately. 3, 2, 1.
Got you. Okay, I got you. Yeah, it seems to be moving.
Yeah, I think it's accurate, but
So you want us to call stop to stop it on the time and then give our answer.
you got it exactly. Okay. So there are the let me go back here. Everybody's on the screen. We did lose Daniken's picture momentarily. So with that, how about since Zim is hosting his first Bear Their Soulz, we start with him in the first category. Let me just set this up here, and I'm going to stall a little bit, so hopefully Daniken can jump back in because his either his Wi-Fi gave out or whatever, he had to leave. So anyway, Zim, what category are you interested in starting with?
I will start Bears special teamers and backups. Number 1.
Okay, number 1. All right. I'm stalling. We got to keep the show moving. Here we go. All right, Zim, as soon as you recognize this person, let me know and I'll stop the video. So you picked Bears special teamers and backups, and here, number 1, and here it comes. Stand by. Where are you? Oh, there it is.
Stop. Yeah, nope.
That was a hard one, right?
I don't know Keenum's face at all, man.
Really? He's always hanging out next to Caleb. All those videos you see.
I'm looking at Ben Johnson, not Case Keenum.
That's who I had as process of elimination. I didn't know
That's
that was
valid.
Case Keenum, but my guess would have been.
I wanted to say Scott Daly, and I'm like, he's not on the team anymore.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man. Nobody's happy with that one.
You suck! You really, really suck at this!
Keep that up,
Just
Zim.
wait.
All right, so let's get rid of Case Keenum. You missed Case Keenum, Daniken. That was in the category special teamers and backups.
I have a question.
You bet.
What is, you said Bears special team backup number 1. What does the number 1 mean again?
I loaded 3 people for each category.
Okay.
So right now there's only 2 left for Bears special teamers and backups.
Okay,
There's
I got you. Okay.
3 for starters and so forth.
I see.
So I'm asking you guys to pick the number so that way you won't say, "Oh, you gave Zim Case Keenum because it's so hard."
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So Fitz, why don't you go next? Are you ready?
Yeah. Let's
Pick a
do
category.
Bears Hall of Famers 1.
Ooh. Now, I thought showing Hall of Famers was going to be too easy. So what I did is I put sunglasses on all of these Hall of Famers. So stand by. I'm going to load it now and get ready to say stop if you get it.
Okay. Stop. Mike Singletary.
That is correct, and that is good for 3 points. Yes, indeed.
I
Very
thought it was
good.
at 4, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm a little slow sometimes with my trigger.
That's all right. That's great.
It's my stroke, and I'm under control.
I want winners.
Aldo, I just slapped up an Excel sheet to keep track of the score. So
Oh,
as long as I
good.
remember to
Thank
put
you.
it in, we'll have an active running score.
All right, so just to go over it, you got 0 in the first round. Fitz got 3, and then
Correct.
Daniken is up next.
All right,
Anybody else would have gotten Singletary?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. Because with those sunglasses, it's a little difficult to Jay Grizz was about to say Jarrett Payton, but it's his father
Well,
that's in the Hall of Fame.
The trick is,
Those look like Jared Payton a little bit.
I know Mike Singletary as an old guy because when I first started watching football, he was the coach of the 49ers, not the
Mhm.
Bears linebacker.
Oh, look at
He's much
that.
thinner
So I
now than he
recognize
was.
him older
Yeah.
than younger. If you'd have thrown a picture of him from 85, I probably would have stumbled with him more.
Yeah. Mustache, hair, a little
Uh-huh.
heavier. Yeah.
Did you guys think that he was eventually going to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears? Because I sure
No.
did.
I never
knew.
wanted him as the head coach of the Bears
Why?
because he was terrible as the head coach of the 49ers.
Wow.
I shouldn't say terrible. Look, to 12-year-old me, he was terrible because he didn't like outright win and run away with it. Like he had a shot, I felt like, with a decent roster and got fired with a good roster.
Yeah, I
So-
can't argue with that. I mean, he was not a very good coach, but I thought as a player, the way he studied film
Mhm.
and the leader that he was, I thought he was going to be a great coach.
I thought he was a good coach. I thought he was. I thought, you know what I mean? I thought he was a good coach, but people are so sensitive nowadays. Some of the stuff that Mike Singletary was doing was not, you know, something that people wanted to see. You know what I mean?
I'm
The whole
sure.
situation with Vernon Davis. I mean, you know,
That was wild.
stuff like that. He just, you know, there's
Can't
some
win with
things
him.
that they didn't like. Yeah.
All right, Daniken, you are up. Give me a category and a number.
Man, let's go mystery. Let's go.
Ooh, I like that.
Let's try it. Let's go mystery. Let's go 3.
1, 2, or 3? 3?
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be good. Check it out.
Got it. Stop.
I'll give it a 3 because I was a little late there.
That is Laura Croft Tomb Raider, right?
That is correct.
Hold up. Wait,
ladies and-
whoa, hey, whoa, wait. What did he say?
Tomb Raider. Laura
Repeat
Croft?
yourself. What's her name?
Are you trying to get me?
What's her name?
Laura Croft.
It is not Laura Croft.
What is it?
It's
technically-
Lara Croft.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, come on. Get out of here.
What does the
Get out
chat
here.
say? Should we give that one to Daniken or should we?
I said Tomb Raider 2. I should get double points.
He clearly knows who it was. I'm not going to split hairs on it. I'm just giving him shit.
All right, well, then put 3
Lara.
points up on the board there.
3. I had
Mr.
it at 2.
Zimmerman.
I'm kidding. Just to be clear, we've gone backups 1, Hall of Fame 1, or
It was 1.
number 1, and mystery number 3. Okay, cool.
That
I'm
is
just trying to
correct.
keep a board running, so I've got a track of what I can pick and what I cannot pick.
Bullshit!
Just trying to delay the game. That's what you're
My
saying.
guy, I will share my screen and show it to you right now.
All right.
Anyway,
let's do this snake style. So Daniken will be next again. All right. Just like a fantasy draft. So pick a category and a number, Mr. Daniken.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go Bear Starters 3.
Bears starters 3. Stand by, and here we go.
Got it. Jalen Johnson.
That is correct. Woo-hoo.
Everybody step it up.
Yes. You get an approval from Ben Johnson, too. Very nice. Very nice. And so now you got him down for 3, Zim?
3.
Excellent. And now it is Fitz's turn.
Let's stay with Bears starters 1.
Ooh, Bears starters 1. You have picked a really tough one. No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Stand by.
Got it? Is it Swift?
No, it is Grady
Jarrett.
He's a starter?
my boy? Did not your game, huh?
I will say he kind of looks like Fat Swift.
He's a starter?
He was last year. He was.
Yeah. He's expected to start again at the defensive tackle.
I thought he was hurt all year.
He was. But he did play the first couple of games, I think, in the last few games of the season.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
All right. So, Zim, you got him down for a 0 there?
Got him down for 0. You
0.
bet your ass I got him down for 0.
All right, my brother.
Just
pick
a
category.
question. These movie and music stars, are they era relevant or is it spread across?
I tried to be fairly recent. There are definitely
Okay.
people whose movies you were likely to have seen.
Okay. All right. I'll clear out Bears starters, number 2.
All right, number 2. Here it comes. Stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Stop. Luther Burden III.
Luther Burden, and I was a little late, so I think you should get a 4 on that one.
Not bad.
I'll take it.
Should have done
You're
that.
so money and you don't even know it. That's what I keep trying to tell him.
He's like my favorite bear. Like, I got to get that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. All right, so Zim, you pick again.
Whew.
This is the start of round 3, which is our final round.
Well, we're only going 3 rounds?
Yeah, I mean, we could go more.
I'm down
actually.
to clear the board. That's just me, though.
All right, let's do it.
That's the competitor in me. You guys got time for it? We down for it?
I was afraid this was going to be a big failure, but if you guys are into it, let's clear the board.
When you're in last place, you always, it starts out with best of 3. Let's go best of 7. Let's go best of 10. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
All right. We go Bears Hall of Famers for 2.
Ooh, new category. Bears Hall of Famers for 2. Stand by. Here we go.
Stop. Is that Mongo?
I'm afraid you are wrong. Fitz knows it. Daniken knows it.
It's Danimal.
Danimal, Dan Hampton.
Dan
I
Hampton.
knew it was a defensive lineman from the 85 team. I'm just bad at things, all right? You
Do
can't
you
blame
think
me.
you would've- Do you
What's
think
that?
you would have got it if he wasn't wearing sunglasses?
No, the sunglasses, because I think every picture I've seen of Dan Hampton, he's wearing sunglasses anyway.
I think you're right.
I just
All right.
don't know the the images that well of these older players. You know, I was really hoping I was going to roll the dice and get lucky and get like Devin Hester or Brian Urlacher or something.
It was that slick back hair. You got it. That's
yeah.
Brian Urlacher. Well, he had hair when he got into the hall, right? He had the wig on.
He did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that might have been tough. All right.
No, Mongo had much longer hair than Hampton. That's what
Indeed.
Anyway.
Go ahead, Fitzy.
Let's clear out Bears Hall of Famers, whatever number's left.
And that would be number 3. Stand by. It is coming right up.
Got it. Dick Butkus.
Dick Butkus, and I was a bit slow. I saw 4 when you
4.
said got it. Yep. Very, very, very good.
You're so wise. You're like a miniature Buddha covered in hair.
That was actually meant for Sim, but I played it for Fitz. All right.
Make up for that 0.
Now we get back to Mr. Danigan and pick a category and a number, please.
Can you tell we're Bears fans? I think we're all the way through all the Bears categories, right?
We still have backups 2 and 3 available.
Okay.
No starters anymore?
No starters, no Hall of Famers.
Correct.
All right, let's go backups 3.
Backups number 3. Stand by. Here she comes.
Got it.
This is a tough one.
I don't know why I'm saying he's gone from the Bears though.
Here's a new rule I'm gonna put in. If you want a hit, you only get half of the points that are on the screen.
If you want a hit, what do you mean?
A hint.
Oh, a hint. Yeah, give me a hint.
Yes. Okay. He was recently signed to a new contract, and he is a favorite of Richard Hightower.
I'm drawing a blank, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Can I guess? I know it's not for points. Is that Elijah Hicks?
It is not. It is
Daniel Hardy.
Oh, geez,
those are tough ones.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
There's another backup too.
Jarrett?
I saw the face and I'm like, yeah, it looks, but man, I don't know why.
PZ got it.
Terrible.
Yeah, PZ got it. Yeah,
that's surprising. I didn't think anybody in chat would get that one.
That's good stuff. Good stuff, PZ.
My first thought was Booker, Austin Booker.
Austin Booker.
Hey, Zim, if we're snaking back, so is Fitz getting the same amount of opportunities as everybody?
Yeah, everybody's still getting the same amount of opportunities.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. So
no, I'm not. I need 2.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Shortchanged here.
So Danigan, you're up again.
I'm up again. Let's go. What's left in Bears categories?
Bears backups number 2.
Let's go movie stars 3.
Movie stars 3. All right. I will tell you, I will start by giving you a hint. All of these are female starlets. This is movie stars number 3.
Stop. Jennifer Lopez.
It is indeed a J-Lo. Yeah, baby.
I freaking worship you, man.
Actually, Zim, I think he gets 4 on that. I was a little late on it. So.
I initially put down 4, so I'm good with it.
You were looking at J-Lo.
Oh, yeah, keep her on the screen a little bit.
All right, Mr. Fitz, you are up again.
Let's go mystery.
Mystery, and I believe we have 2 of those left, and they are number 1. Excuse me. Yeah, number 1 and number 2.
1.
Okay. Fitz, if you don't get this, we're going to be very disappointed. Here it comes.
Stop. I forgot his name.
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
I know it is. I know it is.
Oh, no! Oh, you got to get it before somebody in the chat does. Ah, Cliff. got it.
Gordon Ramsay.
I don't know if we can give him that. What do you think, Jim?
It was very clearly in the chat.
I don't have the chat up.
Oh, okay. We believe you. Not.
I get 2 points for that at least.
Let's give him
I
2
guess
points.
quicker
What
than
do you think,
Danica.
Jim?
We'll give him 2 points.
All right, you're a good sport, Zim. All right, Zim. We've got what do we got left? Mystery and
We still got 1 backup, 2 movies, the whole music category, and 1 mystery.
God, I am so glad you're keeping track. I would really fuck this up if I had to do that too.
Give me music for 1. Let's see if I can shine a little.
Oh,
I probably can't.
Are you sure you want 1? Okay, here it comes.
No.
Got it. Ooh.
How could you not know Shakira?
Because I'm a child. I don't know. Like, I didn't exist much in the 90s. I've never been a fan of Shakira. My wife will turn it on and be like, yeah, this shit slaps. I'm like, who the fuck?
I'm surprised your wife is not there helping you.
No. All right, run it back. Music for 2.
Okay. Let me get rid of Shakira. We hate to lose you, but you gotta go. Music for 2. Here it comes. Oh, I almost played mystery for 2.
Stop. Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz is correct.
I think you got
Way to step it up.
There you go. All right, let's get rid of Lenny, and it is now Fitz's turn.
Let's try the last mystery one. Let's clear up mystery.
All right, the last mystery one. This is a good one, man.
Ooh, I got it.
Oh, did you say stop? Yes, indeed, it is Kyle Schwarber.
That was a 3.
That's a 3.
That was so good. Can you do it again?
Why can't I get that one?
Try me.
All right, Danigan.
Let's do movie star 2.
Movie star 2. Okay. Here she comes.
Stop. Julia Roberts.
That is correct. Woo-hoo-hoo. That is very correct.
That was awesome.
I think that was a super legit number 4. We've got a few 4s on the board, right?
Bad, not bad.
All right.
Danikin's got 2. Fitz has got 1. I've got 2. We're hitting the 4s.
I love it. I love it. All right, this should be the last round by my calculation.
Yes.
And Danikin starts it off.
We'll do movie stars, the last one, I guess, right?
Yeah, that would be, yes. Danikin, you got to get this one because this is my girl.
Stop. Halle Berry.
Halle Berry is indeed correct.
Hey, come on, baby! Come on!
I'm giving him a full 5. That locks it up. Danikin wins.
Wait, it's not that. No,
Fitz, you can lock me out by just getting this answer right. All you've got to do is get this next one right. No pressure.
Fitz? Okay.
What are we on?
Backups or music?
Music.
All right, stand by. I am looking for music. And I found it. And you should get this one. This is a good one.
Stop. Johnny Cash.
It is indeed a Johnny Cash.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't have a good sound effect for that one, so we'll play this one.
That's awful. You must be a dumbocrat. I'm not kidding. That was really, really dumb.
Zim, you still got to go with your last one.
Yeah, backups. Last one.
All right, here it comes. And this is hilarious. I'll tell you why afterwards.
Stop. Is that Elijah Hicks?
Yes, it is. It is indeed Elijah Hicks.
This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
Well, considering I threw up 3 zeros. Ugh. Final scores: Danikin 19, Fitz 16, and myself 11.
Nice.
Wow. Well,
I got wrecked.
You know what the drill sergeant would say to you?
It looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress.
I loaded more negative ones than positive ones.
What's that say? What do you think about us, Aldo? If you loaded up more negative ones, you thought we were just gonna blow this whole thing.
I did actually. Here, this one goes for the winner.
Oh, you've got talent, you've got charisma, and you got balls.
There you go.
Running man.
Although I know you wanted this one.
That was so good. Can you do it again?
I can.
All right, run it back.
I kept asking AI, put a sexy woman in a 90 laying down in the back on her stomach. And oh my gosh, the hilarious stuff it turned out. I couldn't get one right. So I went Google Images, found that image, and then just lip synced the words. And she's not a bad looking real model there. She's not AI.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, here's another one I wanted to play for you.
You're a bad boy, very bad boy. On your knees, now.
That one's for Zim. He likes that kind of stuff.
That's gross.
All right, thanks
You've got
for
a weird relationship with that anime shit. Thanks to all the stuff I watch on the internet these days.
It is true.
I want to be clear that when I say that, I don't mean anything dirty. I mean the things I watch for normal, casual entertainment. Some of them are just a little too into that anime shit, and they let it cross into their, personalities online, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me. I am uncomfortable with that shit online.
I have to admit that there's a lot of weird shit out there. Cliff liked the game. I think we'll do it next time we come back. What categories would you like to see?
Not porn stars.
No, not porn stars.
None of us need to explain anything to anyone.
Right, exactly.
I was thinking about doing food, but that would be kind of difficult, right? Like if I showed the popular burgers, Whoppers, Big Macs, I don't know.
I mean, even just revamping that, it was, with only 3, you could, add 3 news to each category. Video games is a good one with the Lara Croft reference in there. Yeah. What's one like brand models would be really fun. Like what brand is this person representing with the Britney Spears Pepsi commercials from back in the day and things like that. Where it's where it's obviously it's that person, but what brand were they representing in this thing that they were doing? I don't know. That's just a thought. And I had another one that I've completely lost.
Cereal names. Leave it off the box, but you gotta come up with the
one that I had. I'm sorry, real quick. Jay Grizz, I had Taylor Swift in the video open. Her, Liam Neeson, and the third person.
One I think would be fun would be liquor bottles. Certain bottles, certain liquors have very distinct shapes.
Oh yeah, like just do the silhouette of it.
Yeah, exactly. Jack Daniels has a very distinct bottle shape. Maker's Mark, Cointreau. E&J Brandy for some reason has a very specific one. Things like that.
Good.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Tanqueray.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Tanqueray, yeah. But yeah, some of those more unique bottles where you see it and you're like, oh yeah, it's that brand.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I can't wait to work on the next one.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So what are we talking about next, Sim?
All right, man. All right. Sorry, I got lost in a train of thought there. So, okay. Well, as you might have noticed, we're kind of off of football and more into the media, pop culture sort of segment of the show, and something that's caught my attention kind of going alongside this World Cup stuff that's going on. Bears podcast is a good one, Cliff. It was one that I actually was thinking about because I've got my cream sleeve hat over here in the corner, and I was like,
love it.
Chicago Twitter brands, that'd be a fun one. Anyway, sorry. The World Cup, I don't expect any of us to be able to talk at length about soccer. To be completely honest with you, I kind of forgot that it was happening. And I don't know if any of you, Danikin, some of the games I know are going on in Atlanta. Fitz, they had some friendlies in Chicago. For myself, Kansas City's the closest location, a few hours away. And we actually have people flying into Omaha, going to the College World Series, and then going down and checking out the World Cup. That's about the most I can really talk about the World Cup, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. But one thing that has really captivated me through this whole thing is the influx of Europeans on my Twitter feed, on my X feed. Just
Scots.
Looking, the Scots, the Irish, the Frenchmen, the Germans, they're all here and they're all talking about the United States like they expected one thing. And it's this completely different animal than they expected. And this one account in particular, Freddie, he's a German, has gone uber viral for all this. We're talking hundreds of thousands of likes and comments on everything he posts, to the point where it started out as him just coming to America and being amazed that it isn't, I don't know necessarily that it isn't what he was told it was, but more so that it's so much different than what he expected. And he's now being given tours of NASA and being hooked up with hotel rooms from JJ Watt and being offered to fly private from Houston to Oklahoma City and declining it because he'd rather see the American countryside between the two places.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I don't know if you know any of this, but I was just curious if you had, and if you had anything to share or any commentary on it.
I've noticed it, and the funniest one I think is just that Boston has run out of beer. I don't know.
That's right. Yeah,
they don't have any more beer to give anybody.
They really fucked up not putting some of these games at Lambeau. Like, if I'm being completely dead serious here, like Wisconsin is probably the only state that could keep up with the amount of Germans and Scots going to drink right now.
Yeah. But yeah, that's seeing them at all these baseball games and doing their cheers and their chants at the baseball games. Like at the Red Sox game, they were doing 500 miles that song. And they kept going after that they stopped it in the stadium. They kept singing it. And one of the comments was like, I didn't realize America had all these stadiums. What do you do with them all? Like, it's like, you have no idea the stadium talk that's going on right now in Chicago.
Yes,
exactly.
Well, and imagine me, somebody who comes to my tiny little town and they say, well, where's your nearest stadium? Well, it's like an hour away. Do you go there? Yeah, once a year. How often do they play there? 6 times a year.
Right.
And how many people does it hold? 90,000. What?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. So that's what I've noticed, is just enjoying the other sports, everything about America that's going on right now. So
it's insane, man.
Yeah.
I will say this about World Cup. I'd like to say this is I don't particularly like the game of soccer because there's so much that doesn't happen. The play in that big field, it's sometimes drag. And I know that it's real purist soccer fans talk about the geometry of the game and so forth. But because I don't appreciate that, I tend to get bored. So when I'm watching a World Cup game, I will change around. I'll watch, a little bit of Twilight Zone episode on the sci-fi station and then come back to the soccer game. But there is something about the spectacle of the event. Anytime, it's like the Olympics. I'll sit here for hours and watch curling, something that I would never do in my life. But because it's part of the Olympics, and the World Cup is the #1 sporting event in the entire world, surpasses the Super Bowl, which is, pretty amazing to me. So I give it a bunch of reverence. And then just one other thing that I want to say about the game of soccer that I dislike is the amount of flopping involved.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like there's 20 LeBron James out there. It's really criminal, man. The amount of times people are just taking a dive.
Yeah, and they're rolling around on the ground and like writhing in pain, and then after like 10 seconds they get right up and start running again. And it's like, what was that about? You know,
if you come off the field, you can't go back on. That's it. So you don't want to be replaced because you cannot go back on. So.
I'll say this about the FIFA. I think it's it'll tie people over and people will be interested in it. There's a lot of people that are interested in it, and it's not just overseas. I mean, there's people here. I live in Atlanta, and they got games going at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And the crazy thing about it, and I think I mentioned this a couple weeks back, but like on the radio, the sports talk radio shows, they cannot use the word Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Right.
Otherwise, FIFA will cancel it and they can't talk about the FIFA World Cup anymore on the radio station.
Ridiculous.
It's crazy because they don't want the Mercedes-Benz, the name, to be tied to them at all, any way, shape, or form. But Mercedes, and they were talking about it, Mercedes-Benz was like good because they were getting talked about so much leading up to it. They were like, we're getting free publicity right now with how much talking is going on about it. So they were talking about it, but they can't use the name, Mercedes-Benz Stadium on any radio station here in Atlanta.
I saw a reporter posted a picture of the spread, the sodas and snacks and stuff. And so many of them had black tape over the label because FIFA did, they're not a sponsor, so we can't sponsor them.
Right.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Personally, I love soccer. I don't watch it a whole lot, but I played from 5th through 8th grade growing up. I coached my youngest daughter for 7 years in Arkansas. I still love playing soccer. Like when I can, it's just get out there and run and kick a ball. And,
Did you have a good shot?
What's that?
Did you have a good shot?
Yeah, I was pretty good. I was a striker when I played.
Nice.
I had an eye for the goal. It's like, but I watch it every 4 years. I get into it. I watched like the Copa de Americas that was 2 years ago, and somehow I always end up in Miami at my aunt's house, my wife's aunt's house, when these things are going on. So, and she always throws parties for these things. It's just a lot of fun, and I get it. It's like after the World Cup, America loses interest in it for the most part. It's bigger than it was maybe 30 years ago, but it's still not anywhere close to football. But it's I think for 2 weeks, it's a great time to just, have your mind on something else and just seeing something that you're not used to seeing all the time.
Yeah.
When I was in high school gym class, I played goalie when we played soccer inside the gym. And there was always one guy on the other team who was a tremendous shooter, striker in soccer. And so I'm playing goaltender. And I'm telling everybody in my team, get him. Anybody else shoot? Don't let him shoot, because I was petrified, man. This guy had a missile for a shot.
Yeah. Soccer, I mean, soccer is a nice sport to play. There's a lot of fun that can be had in it. Sometimes it can get boring on television, if you're watching it. But I don't see that happening during FIFA that much. I think it's more interesting. It's just more lively. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on. You got the chanting, you got everything that's going on in it. It really adds to the game, and it's cool. More of the atmosphere that you might say that sticks out, in the soccer game. So it's pretty cool to watch. FIFA is always something that I've liked, even more so than regular soccer matches. Of course, you get the Premier League and you get some of those other things, and those are all fun. But FIFA is probably, I mean, when you got Brazil, you got all these different countries, and it's like they all bring some type of difference to the game, right? And so even out here in Atlanta, it's like a melting pot, right? And you can probably say that about several different places, but there's, I can go to a barbershop and there's a Jamaican guy or somebody from Trinidad, he's cutting hair and they're in tune to it. You know what I mean? They're watching it on the screen or whatever. And so you just have these little pockets of people everywhere that are really in tune to the game. So it's pretty cool to see, man. I think it will tie people over for the next month or two or whatever it's going to be until we get to football season.
Does the USA have a chance of winning?
I don't think so.
No.
I think they have a better chance, I think, than they've ever had before.
They definitely have a stronger team than they've had in many World Cups past. But what does that really mean? I mean, maybe they get a little further this year, but I think part of that will also be attributed to the fact that I don't think that far. They might get a little further, but part of it will be attributed to the fact that it's a larger field than we've ever seen before as well. You know, there's a lot weaker competition.
Yeah.
Granted, that means the potential for upset is a lot larger too. So
yeah, I mean, whenever you have this large field, it's kind of hard to stay and play your top game every single time around. So there are going to be some teams that get booted, quickly that should probably be there a little bit later.
Right. And there will be other teams that have no business being there in the first place that might get lucky a game or two, a match or two, and go way further than they should.
Who was that ended in a 0-0 draw and they were like, oh, it's a huge upset, remember?
France?
Was it France? No, it was somebody else.
Was it?
Somebody else. It was some small place that, they played somebody to a tie, a draw, 0-0.
Yeah, it was considered an upset. I know what
a huge upset too. Like,
so we already had a 0-0 draw?
Yeah.
Okay. There was a big prop bet going around right before it started. It was like 5,000 or 500 to 1, whatever it was. It was really long odds. And it was bet that one goal will be scored in every single match of the World Cup. And all the Americans were looking at it like, this is a slam dunk. And all the Europeans arguing back like,
in day one, it was 0-0. I think it was day one.
It was Cape Verde beat or tied Spain.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that actually is a massive upset.
Massive, right? 0-0.
I don't know anything about those two teams, but I know that those two countries, proportionally to their investment in the sport.
Right.
Yeah. And Japan tied Netherlands 2-2. That was another.
Okay,
upset.
is Netherlands who Holland plays for, or is he?
Yeah.
Okay, because he is maybe one of the best in the world, or maybe the best in the world right now. But
didn't the Netherlands get to what was that? Where did they get to the finals last time?
I think so. That sounds.
I thought so. They were close. They were close, anyways.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're usually pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean those Scandinavian countries. I mean they play. I don't know how they do it when they've only got 2 months of sunlight a year, but they play, man. And they do it at like 6,000, 7,000 feet of altitude too. It's a surprise to me that they didn't think about that when scheduling the areas that these teams are playing in, considering that like the Mexico stadiums are both at pretty decent altitude, that they wouldn't keep some of these, like Switzerland and the Scandinavian teams and things like that in some of these higher altitudes. To kind of negate some of their home field advantage, or so to say, I don't know, man.
So Netherlands lost to Argentina in the quarterfinals in 22. It was a shootout. They tied.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. They made a big run then.
And I was going for the Netherlands. I didn't want to see Messi win.
Are you guys planning on actively watching any of this over the next few weeks, or is it something that just if it's there, it's there?
No, I'm going to watch some of it. Absolutely.
Okay, we were watching it last night. We were out to dinner, and it was Argentina and Algeria, I think, was on.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I have to say, I have not turned it on once in probably. Well, let's see. It plays every 4 years, so
Your life?
16 years probably. I watched it one year. My cousin is a big soccer fan. He actually went to college in the Chicago area on scholarship for soccer.
Okay.
So he tried to get me into it when I was, let's see, if we're going by that math, 9 or 13, one of those 2 years. He tried to get me into it, and he happened to be visiting, and so we watched some of it together, but that was probably the last time I actively paid attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one I remember watching was 86, and that was with Diego Maradona in Argentina when they won it. I think Mexico hosted it that year. And then, of course, in 94, when the U.S. hosted it, that was I remember the opening ceremonies were at Soldier Field.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Was it like 2018 where it was in Brazil where the FIFA World Cup was, right? It was Brazil. Was that 2018?
That sounds right, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just remember because I got a pair of shoes that were some Jordans that came out that time, and they were the Brazil colors.
Okay.
Blue, green, and yellow.
Yeah, those ones were really popular when they dropped. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Now, all the sneakerheads have learned that those things disintegrate over time if you don't take care of them. So
if you don't,
they've decided to come ruin my hobby instead. You guys seen all this? The Pokemon investing that's going on now? All the sneakerheads have shifted gears. They've realized that you don't, if you don't take care of these things, if you don't actively preserve them and keep up on them, they literally fall apart and disintegrate. Which that's what rubber does.
I'm a sneakerhead, right?
Right.
And there, to me, I've always said this: if you don't wear your shoes, you're not a true sneakerhead. Like,
that's exactly it.
You're a collector. You know what I mean? That's the difference. I get shoes and I wear them. You know what I mean? Like I will wear a pair of shoes because why would you just leave them sitting? And they would, like you said, they disintegrate. They, you throw them on one time and you've never worn them before, and all of a sudden you put them on, and the sole falls off because you haven't worn them.
That's it. And so these sneakerheads, they've started shifting to Pokemon cards, right? At first, there was a big shift to sports cards because, sports cards have always been a big investment. But then they realized that, Wander Franco likes to date 16-year-olds. So there goes your entire portfolio there. Or Patrick Mahomes blows out his ACL. So there goes your entire portfolio there. Or Mitchell Trubisky isn't the guy you thought he was, and you just spent $8,000 on his rookie cards that you're lucky to get $800 back for, and so on and so forth.
Zim?
No, I sold all my sports cards. Actually, I sold them all.
That's it.
Sold them all about 3 months ago now. I finally cashed in on all of them. I made my money. I kept a handful that meant something to me, but that was about it. But I've still got all my Pokemon cards, and that's where they're all shifting to. And the reason I bring this up is because this particular card right here, this Magikarp card that I've got, I bought for $60 about 3 years ago, which $60 for a little 2x3 piece of cardboard feels silly to me. Even at the time, I was like, what am I doing here? That card now currently sells for $425. And I'm just like, what are we doing, guys? So needless to say, I've stopped purchasing Pokemon cards because they've completely blown up in value and it's not worth it. It's just like, oh my God. Do you guys have any interesting collections or anything like that? I mean, I've got my Pokemon cards. I was collecting sports cards for a long time, and I, like I said, I finally liquidated that collection. But, Danikin, it sounds like you do sneakers a little bit at least.
300 plus.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
300 plus. Somewhere I would say, I would guess, because I stopped counting that at about between 350 and 360, probably somewhere around there.
Wow.
But I've got pairs of shoes like they talk about disintegrating because I actually wear them. I actually have pairs of shoes that are 12, 13, 14. Matter of fact, I wore a pair today that I bought in 2016.
Yeah.
Wow.
Funny enough, I actually just stumbled across a couple of pairs of Vans in my closet that I completely forgot I had. And I've been wearing them almost every day for 2 weeks now because I was like, oh my God, I love these shoes. I forgot I had these. And they're clean as hell because I forgot about them. So,
yep.
And Yeah.
LeBron's. I wore some LeBron 12s, I think they are, right? LeBron's been in the league. What is he in? Year 23?
Yeah. So that's 11 years old.
24 next year. So 12-year-old shoes. I'm going to post a picture of them. I took a picture when I wore them on Monday. They look brand new.
That's awesome, man.
Brand new.
I had a card collection that I sold when I was about around 96, but I had a Mickey Mantle in there. It wasn't it wasn't like his rookie card or anything. I had a couple of Frank Thomas rookies. I had a Mark McGuire USA Baseball from '84.
Any of the no-name Frank Thomas rookies?
No.
Okay. That was a big short print that was very popular with his. It was just the Frank Thomas card, and it didn't have his name on the front.
Oh no.
And it kind of, it was one of the first cards like that. So it was kind of a milestone card. I
held on to two, and they were both from the same year. 72. It's a Carlton Fisk rookie, and a Nolan Ryan with the California Angels. It's the first year he threw 300 strikeouts. I was not giving up on those two. I kept those two. I still have them. So.
Cliff says he's got some fluorescent orange boxers he never wears and wonders if they're worth anything. I tell you what, I used to have a pair of fluorescent pink boxers I'd wear quite often, but the color faded out of them, so I threw them away.
Why would you wear those?
Well, so as you all know, I was a rock star back in the day. Around the period of time where it was not cool to pull your pants up. So I figured if they're going to be looking at my underwear, I might as well give them something to look at. So I had some with comic strips on them to see how closely they were really looking. I had some neon pink ones that I'd wear. Yeah,
I got some with pizza on. Pizza slices. Yeah.
I've shifted to the headbands now. You know, when I coach the baseball team, I wear the headbands under my hat. So I've got some with pizza and some with burgers and fries, and one with the Chicago skyline. You know, all that kind of stuff.
I have some with skid marks.
I bet you do.
That sounds funnier with you just like in that dot. You know, just comes out of nowhere. We got this voice.
I might do this all the time now. It's pretty cool.
Bearski says I should donate my hair to him. And funny enough, guys, I don't know if it's going to be here next time we get on the air. We're taking a short sabbatical here for a few weeks. And let me tell you guys, it's getting hot outside and this hair is warm. So we'll see if it makes it. The site called Rips. I do not use the site called Rips. I have not used it before. I'm not super familiar with it. The main website that I use for card tracking these days, I use the Rare Candy app because it's specific to Pokemon. And that's about the only thing I have a collection of these days. So I do know that there's sites out there. I mean, if you guys are interested in sports cards, they're more accessible than ever. There's sites out there where you can rip virtually, you rip like graded sports cards. And you know, yeah, you're kind of gambling on them. It could be worth the amount that you're paying. It could be worth a little less. It could be worth a little more. And, you know, if you rip it and you like it, you can get it shipped to your house. And if you rip it and you don't like it, you can immediately turn around, get a cash value for it and put it towards another pack to rip. At the end of the day, it's all just glorified gambling. So it's a matter of how you want to spend your money. But to me, it always felt more fun to gamble on something where you're receiving a physical product at the end of the day, rather than just, you know, gambling for tokens or tickets or nothing. This Barroom network in the chat room is really hammering in this point about gay things. And I don't know that this is the show for that. It might be. We are supposed to be bearing our souls here. Does anybody have anything to share, Aldo?
I'm just thinking of, you know, game show stuff. So we could come up with scenarios. You know,
well,
like
you can do the show like you can do. Is it gay? And
If
there's
you
three
wear
answers.
neon-colored underwear at a concert.
Well, there's three answers that get you out of it every time, and it's no if it's in a three-way, no if you don't make eye contact.
If, there's a lot of ifs in there, man. There's a lot of ifs.
And I think
if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, right?
And because we're progressive here, if it is gay, then you get points. If it's not gay, you lose points.
I don't know that I like this game anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Zim, I got a question about Pokemon, right? So
I thought you had a question about being gay. I do not have answers about that one.
No questions about that. But
wait, why no questions about this? Hold up. Do we need to?
I mean, I don't want to insinuate anything. You know what I mean? You have a wife, and you know what I mean. So
not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that. I just didn't want to insinuate and have your wife is probably watching. I don't want her asking questions. Right?
No,
so
I'm just giving you shit. You had a question about Pokemon.
Yeah. So remember the craze? It was what is it? Pokemon Go or whatever it was. Right?
Yeah.
Where
10
people
years
were just
old
walking
now,
around.
10 years old.
Do people actually still play that? I don't know.
Yeah, so
because I know it was a craze where people were just like walking around, like trying to find Pokemon and stuff like that. And you see a guy wandering down the street and crossing the street in the middle of the street and all types of stuff like that.
So there was actually a really big Pokemon Go event in Chicago a few weeks ago.
Really?
And Fitz and Aldo, I don't know if you guys were affected by this at all, but apparently down in like the Loop area, a lot of cell towers crashed because there was a big Pokemon Go event. We're talking 100,000 plus people in Grant Park.
Are you kidding me?
And at the same time, the United States men's national team was playing a friendly, was it against Argentina or somebody like that, at Soldier Field. So Soldier Field and Grant Park, for those of you who aren't familiar with the geography of Chicago, they're right next door to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a couple blocks apart, but they're right there. We're talking 300,000 people in this like 10 block radius, in addition to the hundreds of thousands of people that are already living and commuting and working in the Loop area every day.
Wow.
And it completely overloaded the cell towers. The Pokemon Go event was a total fiasco. People were pissed. And it completely crashed everything. It was
Netflix live sporting event.
Oh my God, it was so
I know it was so huge long before, and it was like I didn't know if it was still like major. Yeah, obviously it is. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I still got it on my phone. I don't really play it actively, but like, Pokemon is the world's largest media franchise. Like, it's an objective fact. They are the world's largest media franchise. For somebody my age, in my 30s, to be as into Pokemon as I am is no different than somebody your age being into Mario and Zelda, which is a super common thing, I think. Like, I don't think it's that out there. Now, I do think that my generation might take it a little bit more extreme than the generation before us, but I also think that's a whole different psychological thing that I can really go down a rabbit hole on as well. But yeah, it's the world's largest media franchise. And so because of that, there's all kinds of spinoffs and offshoots and things that it does that creates real world consequences, real world interactions. They have physical stores in Japan. They have a physical amusement park opening in Japan in a couple of years. Probably one expanding to the United States before terribly long after that. They've got the mobile games. They've got multiple mobile games. They've got the physical games. I'm pretty sure that their games are what pushes most Nintendo video game consoles these days. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. Jay Grizz asked if it's bigger than Fortnite or Minecraft. It objectively is.
Yeah, it is.
Dollar-wise, it is. It's crazy. I think your biggest ones, some of your biggest ones in the world that it outpaces, Mario, Hello Kitty, I know is a big one that people don't realize is as big as it is. It does outdo Minecraft. I would have to look up specifically. I don't remember off the top of my head, but
I remember my nephews used to have, they would collect the cards and things like that. They had a ton of them, and they were younger. They were, what, 9, 10, 11, around that age.
Mhm.
And I would like, yeah, let me play with you guys. Let me play with you. So I would just cheat
Oh, yeah.
because I was their uncle. You know what I mean? They'd be so upset. No, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I know what I'm talking about. This card does this. This guy does this. And they're like, no, he doesn't have that power, blah, blah, blah. And I would just do it to make them mad. It was funny. They would be upset. I would crack them up. I never was really into it like that, but they were, and it was funny to just watch them get so upset about it because they were, they knew, and I was just making things up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm the uncle, so it's like I can do this, what I mean? Whatever, who cares?
That's the best
this
part
is
of
now my card and stuff like that. So they were all upset. I would give it back to them at the end, though.
I still love it. I still, I don't buy the cards these days because, again, it's gotten too difficult to find them and the prices are ridiculous when you do find them. So it's just not worth it to me. But I still buy the games. I still play the games. My kids are still into it. So, we have some fun with it. The people at work all know that I'm into it. So they come up with me with random stuff, every couple weeks or so. Somebody will just have a random ass question about Pokemon and they'll be like, hey, you're the guy to ask about this, right? And I'm like, yeah. So
I had never been a part of it at all. My daughters were into Pokemon Go about 10 years ago, the summer when it really exploded, like 2016. But other than that, I've never had any kind of connection to Pokemon at all. I wouldn't know what anybody's talking about.
No.
Yeah. And that's just
I didn't know any either. I'm sitting there looking at the cards and I'm like, oh, this guy does this, and I just make stuff up. And they were
well, and that's it. And that's why, like, there's such a clear divide in the fan base now. And like, to bring this all back home, like it's similar to the divide in the Bears fan base right now, where like, you've got your guys who remember the original 151 Pokemon, and like maybe a handful of people in addition to that, like remember Generation 2, Gold and Silver, those games were also a lot of fun.
No idea what you're talking about.
Well, see, that's it. I've lost you guys
like,
already.
We're both like, no. We
Gold
don't.
and silver. What?
The main point is, the original games had the 151, and then a couple years later, they released a sequel that added another 100 Pokemon.
Okay.
And that was where they originally planned to stop. So it was supposed to be those 250, and that was it. But it was such a good selling franchise that they just kind of kept going. Kind of like Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin was awesome, and they did 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin, and then they did the movie that was supposed to be like the cap off to the whole thing, and it sold so well that they were like, hold up, we can franchise this shit. Same thing, same concept. So, they continued to grow it and build it. And again, this divide comes in where there's these people who only believe that like the original 150 are what matters. And now we've got over 1,000. And it's like, what are you even doing here? In the same sense that like, you've got these Bears fans that are like 1985 is when we were amazing. And that was the best. And this Caleb Williams guy paints his nails. How is he going to help us win? And it's like, hey man, sometimes the new stuff is cool too.
I mean, that you could do, and that goes across the board with everything. Like shoes,
it does,
right? So shoes, Jordans,
the Jordan 3, ones 4, are amazing.
All the way to 14 is great. Anything past 14, people are like,
past 14, really? I thought it was like 11 where it dropped off. But hey, that's just
they'll go up to 14. They'll go 12, 13, and 14. 14 because those were the years where he was with the Bulls, pretty much.
Okay,
right? 12,
that's valid.
13, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then 14, it starts to trail off. 15, you know what I mean? He went to the Wizards and he played, you know what I mean? 16, 17, you know what I mean? That type of thing. So it was kind of like they still bought those shoes, but they hardly ever retro those shoes. 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, they retro every single year, multiple times in multiple colorways. So, you know what I mean? It's like, it's the same thing. People just, that old stuff, they love it. You know what I mean?
I got my first Jordans a year and a half ago as a graduation present. Got some 3s, and then my daughter bought me a 1s this past Christmas.
Here's a trivia for you, Fitz. Jordans, right? What's Jordan's top 3? His top 3 shoes that he likes from his collection.
Top 3?
Yeah.
I would say 3's got to be in there.
It's in there. It's the second one, I think.
Second one. So would 1 be there? No.
Really?
His favorite is the 11,
Yeah.
I think he likes 3 number 2. And then he said 12 and 13 are kind of tied.
Okay.
The 10s aren't in there. That surprises me.
Nope. The 10s were when he played baseball.
Yeah.
It was like that steel those are nice though.
They were still sick,
several of those. Yeah.
But I remember the 11s like
patent leather.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, especially they were a much different style than a lot of the other stuff before it too.
Yeah.
It totally
changed the game.
That left turn, yeah.
Yep.
They remind me, like, honestly, as weird as this is, I feel like Shaq almost modeled his original shoe line off of the Jordan 11s.
Might have.
For the
There's a lot of, I mean, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of people that nobody had put patent leather really on shoes. Basketball shoes. It was more of a formal type situation, right? So he brought formality to the game, you might say. You know what I mean? And paired it with athleticism or whatever.
Always showing up in a suit and tie, that was that.
Yep.
Yep. Well, gentlemen, I was planning on having a little bit of a pop culture segment, as far as modern movies and TV shows go, but we kind of took off a little bit with our discussion of collections and the World Cup and everything.
That was pop culture. Pokemon, that's pop culture.
Hey man, we usually end the show talking about our favorite shows and things that we're watching lately. I give you guys a quick shot if you've got a moment, but we're coming up on time here. I don't want us to drag on too terribly long, but you guys got anything crazy that you just have to shout out that you've been watching or spending time with lately?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too. We can save it for next week. I will have something for you next week though. Sure.
That's it. Well, hey, next week, I don't know if there's going to be a thing where we are taking a short break here.
Yeah.
We're going to take a few weeks off. I mentioned it at the top of the show. I'll mention it again, though. We're looking at probably the next 3 weeks or so, taking a little bit of a short hiatus just for this summer break. Not a whole lot going on in the sports world other than World Cup and baseball and
White Sox.
Baseball season goes a long time. We can talk about the White Sox being in first place as much as we want. And in 6
Pete Crow Armstrong heating up. Isn't he heating up? Did you guys?
He's doing very well.
I sent you guys something about Pete Crow Armstrong the other day. He hit for the cycle, and on the very next pitch after completing it, got picked off of first base. I'm like, this to me encapsulates this man's career. Like, he has more talent in his pinky than I have in 3 of me cloned and put side by side. But I think if you gave us each a high school geography quiz, this guy would score about a 6. I mean, he has no awareness or wherewithal or IQ on the baseball field. And it's just, it makes you wonder, man.
He just gets too aggressive sometimes. It's a gift and a curse, man. Like it's a quarterback that has a powerful arm, strong arm, a cannon, and he can think he can do everything on the football field, right? So he takes chances that he probably shouldn't take. So
yeah,
I think that's a little bit of Pete.
I get that too. There's the competitor in us, that does that to some of us. So I understand it, but yeah, so we're probably going to take a short break here. If there's anything urgent and breaking or anything, we might hop on live. Aldo, what do you got for us?
Just a quick question for you guys, and I'd love to hear from the chat too. Do you guys blow up your own fireworks, or do you go to a fireworks show, or what do you guys do for the 4th?
We shoot off our own. I've got actually about a whole tub of leftovers from last year that I need to go through an inventory so we can figure out what we need to buy for this year. I grew up, for those of you who don't know by now, I'm not sure how you wouldn't know. I grew up in Colorado where all that shit is illegal because you'll burn down the entire state because it's so arid and dry out there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it appears
that's Spice Adams, right? Remember?
Okay. I thought that was him shooting the fireworks out of his ass like Jackass.
No, that's Spice Adams, right? So that's his shirt. That's his sweatshirt. He did, he did like a little skit where he was like trying to light a firework and run away real fast before it blew up. So,
but yeah, now that I live in Iowa, we are totally free to set off our own stuff. So we go about 20 feet that way and just blow shit up in the middle of the street. My brother-in-law is a construction worker, so he'll usually sneak a few M4s or quarter sticks of dynamite out of the job sites, and we'll blow some shit up.
We keep it kind of chill 4th of July these days, just barbecue and hang out and watch all the stuff around the neighborhood. Just kind of keep it close to home. I had a buddy in Arkansas. His family ran one of those fireworks tents that you see along the highway. And he used to, I would work a day, with them, and he'd pay me in fireworks and throw some of it off. Yeah, no, these days we just kind of keep it close to home and just barbecue and chill and,
The last time I was shooting off fireworks, though, I was like on a beach, and it was kind of like drizzling a little bit, but we're shooting fireworks all on the beach. It was at night, and probably shouldn't have been doing it at that time, though. But we got away with it for the time. We got it away with it. It was fun. I don't know why we were doing it.
Yeah. And that's the fun part of the World Cup here, too, now. All these Europeans are going to be in the U.S. for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
I wonder, what that day on X or Twitter or whatever you call it is going to look like, That'll be super interesting.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's about where we're going to leave it for tonight. We will see y'all in a few weeks. Like I said, maybe sooner if anything crazy breaking happens. The Bears trade Caleb Williams, or, he steps on his dog and tears an ACL or something, Hopefully none of that news comes through. I'm trying to speak it so that something that ridiculous doesn't actually happen.
Right.
Shout out to Zim. Good job tonight, bud.
Yeah, good job, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We will see what this show looks like when we come back. I'm sure there's going to be some discussions and everything. As you've noticed, this show has taken a lot of twists and turns over the years that it's been in production. And we don't know exactly what that means right now or for the future or last week even. But it is what it is. We love being here, sharing this with you guys in the chat room. The more we continue to grow this show, regardless of whatever it turns into, the more that we can continue to share our thoughts and opinions with you. And I truly mean that in the sense of sharing it. This is not something that's just for the 4 guys that you see on the screen right now. The 5th guy that was with us for a lot of the season and is not on screen with us right now as well. He's a big part of this too. Or the 6th guy that you guys all know, Dan Aguirre, who is the original thought process behind creating this entire thing. This whole show has evolved and grown so much, and I've gone on and on enough, and I just want to thank all of you for listening. Thank you guys for being here. Any shout outs to anybody in chat or excuse me, any shout outs for any of you guys to anybody in chat or to anybody else that you might have to consider?
I said mine. Good job again, Zim.
Yeah, great job, Zim. And I thought this was a real fun show. And I'm glad you guys liked the game. And I would like to, I didn't update the closing credits, so I'd love to play that Schlitz video one last time before we put it to the mothballs. What do you got, Daniken?
Man, shout out to the chat. Shout out Zim, man. You did a nice job leading us in hosting today. We appreciate that. And, basically we're just spicing things up, right? We're putting a little paprika here, a little bit of seasoning salt right there. So the show takes twists and turns, but we're trying to get it and formulate it in the right direction, right? So shout out to you guys, everybody working behind the scenes on doing special things. Fitz, you bring so much. Aldo, man, Podfather, nice to have you back for sure, for sure. You know what I mean? We look forward to more and more of these, so we look forward to it.
All right.
Awesome. Well, with that,
Aldo, you got a sign off, Zim?
Aldo, you've got the Schlitz video for us. I think that's our sign off for tonight. But everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you for an awesome show. We'll see you when we see you. All right. You guys have a great time. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. God bless the Bears and God bless America.
Love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we pay tribute to the beer that I first drank when I was aimless. After 177 years of tasting like a urinal at Lambeau Field, we bid farewell to the beer that made Milwaukee famous, but tasted like anus. Yeah. I met you in a gas station, 2:45, had $6 cash and poor decision making inside me. The cold case glisten like a broken dream next to craft beer priced like surgery. You tasted like this, no, it was more like shit, but I needed Schlitz. And then Luan, who looked like a deportee, started to grind up on my PP. Next day, my boss screamed, "You're late again." I said, "Sir, shut up, I got a migraine." Goodbye, Schlitz. You tasted like the water in my bones. Goodbye, Schlitz. Goodbye, Schlitz. You smell like a fat lady's old thong. Goodbye, Schlitz. You were cheap enough to kill my pain, but in the morning my underwear were all stained. Yo. Look, ain't nobody drink Schlitz cause it was good, my guy. We drank Schlitz cause payday was Thursday, and I was broke by Friday. But when I had a Benji in my pocket, I was the fucking king. Smoking weed and sipping whiskey, and then when I have a 5 in my pocket, I'm feeling down and out, cause frankly I'm a dropout. So I'm drinking Schlitz. Tasted like I was licking Sheila's dirty ass. Pardon me for being so crass, but the purchase was in no waste. The buzz overrode the taste. Boss acting crazy, crack a Schlitz. Ex texting you up, crack a Schlitz. DJ ugly, crack 2 Schlitz. Milwaukee famous, Milwaukee infamous cause you are home a dammer. Cheap, cheap, cheap. That was the anthem. Cost a quarter can, that was an advantage. Bought 2 12-packs, don't worry, I can manage. Me amor, why you hurt me so? You were surveys of desperation, a Romeo, a poor refrigeration. That cousin Vic's cookout, you sat in the ice. Nobody chose you first, nobody chose you twice. But after enough, ay Dios mío, everybody looked beautiful under fluorescent patio lighting. You tasted like donkey tails with carbonation, like a mechanic's rag dipped in disappointment. But so cheap, so very cheap. Adios, Schlitz, surveys are criminal. Sometimes you made me feel like Coach Ditka. I go around telling Packer fans to suck my dick, yeah. Goodbye, Schlitz. For those of us with poor financial planning. Goodbye, Schlitz. We'll miss you, you were so understanding. You really made Milwaukee famous, somehow that's true. And every time I drank you, I thought I knew Kung Fu. Goodbye, Schlitz. You'll always hold a special place in my heart, but I get it, it's time to depart. I'll remember you like a sweetheart.